Capricorn. Capricorn is the zodiac sign of those born between December 22 and January 19th. It belongs to the earth element, and its ruling planet is Saturn, the symbol of discipline, responsibility, time, and life lessons. This is why Capricorns often appear more serious, mature, and composed from an early age compared to many other signs. The earth element gives Capricorn practicality, stability, and the ability to stay grounded even when everything around feels uncertain. The influence of Saturn shapes a strong inner core, patience, and the ability to move toward goals slowly but steadily. Capricorns rarely look for easy paths. They are used to relying on themselves, their hard work, and perseverance. In this video, we will explore the personality of Capricorn, its strengths and weaknesses, patterns of thinking, behavior in relationships, and life in general. Of course, this information is generalized, as every person is unique. Still, if you are a Capricorn or have Capricorns in your life, you will likely recognize familiar traits and moments that truly resonate with you. If you are interested in astrology, self-development, and a deeper understanding of people, subscribe to the channel, support the video with a like, and make sure to watch it until the end. There is plenty of valuable and interesting content ahead. Core personality traits. In everyday life, Capricorn often appears reserved, calm, and well-collected. They rarely act impulsively, preferring to think things through and carefully weigh possible consequences. Capricorns value order, stability, and predictability, and they strive to organize their lives in a way that gives them a sense of control. Behind their seemingly cold or distant exterior, there is often deep emotional sensitivity, but Capricorn chooses to show their feelings only to those they truly trust. In relationships, Capricorn presents themselves as a reliable and loyal partner. They are not inclined toward dramatic romances or emotional outbursts, but they are very capable of building long-term and stable unions. Respect, responsibility, and a sense of security are essential for them. Capricorns often express love through actions rather than words, through care, support, and their willingness to be there during difficult times. However, their emotional restraint can sometimes be perceived by a partner as coldness or emotional distance. At work, Capricorn is a model of discipline and dedication. They know how to take responsibility, meet deadlines, and bring tasks to completion. Capricorns dislike chaos and empty conversations, preferring clarity, structure, and results. They often become the backbone of a team or quiet leaders others rely on. Career and professional achievement are extremely important to them, as work gives Capricorn a sense of purpose, self-worth, and stability. In communication, Capricorn may seem closed off or strict, especially during first impressions. They do not rush into closeness and rarely open up immediately. But once a Capricorn allows someone into their inner circle, it is a sign of deep trust. In close communication, they become dependable, attentive, and sincere, offering support not only with words, but through meaningful actions. Strengths of Capricorn. One of Capricorn's greatest strengths is reliability. People value Capricorns for their ability to keep their word, fulfill commitments, and take responsibility not only for themselves, but also for others. Capricorn is the kind of person you can rely on in difficult situations, when composure, common sense, and a clear mind are essential. Their calm and stability often become a source of support for loved ones and colleagues. Capricorns possess a high level of self-discipline and patience. They know how to work with a long-term vision without expecting instant results. Where others give up due to fatigue or lack of quick success, Capricorn continues moving forward step by step. This is why they are so highly valued in professional environments. They are capable of completing complex projects and are not afraid of responsibility. Another strong quality is practicality and a realistic approach to life. Capricorns rarely live in illusions and prefer achievable, concrete goals. They know how to plan wisely, manage resources effectively, and make well-considered decisions. This trait is especially evident in crisis situations, where clarity, calculation, and the ability to act without panic are required. Capricorn reaches their full potential in situations that demand structure, order, and strategy. They excel in management, business, finance, analytics, and any field where responsibility and systematic thinking are essential. Capricorn also thrives as a mentor or leader, not through pressure, but through personal example, experience, and earned authority. Behind Capricorn's strict exterior lies deep loyalty. Those who are part of their inner circle know that if Capricorn is by their side, they will not betray or abandon them in difficult times. It is this inner strength, stability, and dependability that make Capricorn so deeply valued by others. Weaknesses of Capricorn. Despite their outward strength and resilience, Capricorn often experiences an ongoing inner struggle. One of their main weaknesses is excessive self-criticism. Capricorns tend to set very high standards for themselves and take their mistakes deeply to heart. Even after achieving success, they rarely allow themselves to fully relax or enjoy the results, believing they could always have done more or better. Another internal conflict of Capricorn is emotional closedness. They find it difficult to openly express their feelings, fears, and inner experiences. Capricorn often prefers to handle everything alone, refusing to ask for help even when it is truly needed. This can lead to feelings of loneliness, inner tension, and emotional burnout. In life, Capricorns are often held back by a fear of losing control. Their desire to keep everything under control makes them cautious, but at times overly restrictive. They may hesitate for a long time before taking a step forward, missing opportunities due to fear of mistakes or uncertainty. As a result, Capricorn may become stuck in a familiar but not always fulfilling comfort zone. Another challenging trait is a pessimistic outlook on life. Influenced by Saturn, Capricorns tend to prepare for the worst-case scenario in advance. While this helps them survive difficulties, it can also deprive them of spontaneity and joy. At times, Capricorns take life too seriously, forgetting the importance of lightness, pleasure, and rest. In relationships and communication, Capricorn may face difficulties due to emotional restraint and an outwardly cold demeanor. Others may find it hard to understand their true feelings, leading to misunderstandings and emotional distance. Recognizing these weaknesses and working through them helps Capricorn find balance between responsibility and inner freedom, creating a more harmonious life. Emotional sphere. The emotional world of Capricorn often remains hidden from outsiders. On the surface, people of this sign may seem reserved, cold, or even distant, but in reality, their feelings are deep and steady. Capricorns rarely express emotions spontaneously. They prefer to keep them under control and reveal them only in safe, trusting environments. Maintaining composure and avoiding visible vulnerability is very important to them. Capricorns usually express their feelings through actions rather than words. Care, responsibility, reliability, and being present in difficult moments are the ways they show love and attachment. They often struggle to talk openly about their emotions, which can make it difficult for loved ones to realize just how deeply Capricorn is affected by what is happening. Capricorn's level of empathy is high, but it manifests differently than in more openly emotional signs. They are sensitive to the moods and emotional states of others, yet they do not always show this openly. Instead of offering comforting words, they prefer practical help and real solutions. This makes them a strong emotional support, especially during times of crisis. Capricorn's inner sensitivity is often hidden behind a mask of strength and calm. Criticism, rejection, or the feeling of not meeting their own expectations can hurt them far more than it appears from the outside. However, under Saturn's influence, Capricorns possess strong stress resistance. They are able to stay composed in difficult situations, think clearly, and avoid panic. Over time, Capricorn learns to better understand and accept their emotions. When they allow themselves to be more open and honest, their emotional life becomes deeper and more balanced, and their relationships grow warmer and more sincere. Behavior in relationships. In love, Capricorn shows themselves as a serious, reliable, and devoted partner. For them, a relationship is not a fleeting infatuation, but an important union that requires time, effort, and responsibility. Capricorns do not rush into declarations or deep feelings. They need time to open their hearts and trust someone. But when love comes, it forms the foundation for long-lasting, stable, and strong relationships. In friendship, Capricorns value sincerity, loyalty, and support. They do not seek a large number of acquaintances, but cherish those who remain by their side in any situation. Often, Capricorn becomes the friend you can rely on in difficult times because they know how to listen, offer practical advice, and stay calm even during crises. However, due to their reserved and closed nature, others may sometimes perceive Capricorn as cold or distant, although that is not the case. In family life, Capricorn is a responsible and caring member. They strive to provide stability and comfort for their loved ones and take on the role of a pillar and protector. Capricorns traditionally value family values and are willing to work hard for the well-being of their relatives. Sometimes they can be too demanding of themselves and others, aiming for perfection, which may lead to tension in family relationships. In a partner, Capricorn values reliability, honesty, and responsibility. It is important for them that their loved one is mature, balanced, and ready for a shared life, where each fulfills their duties. Capricorns respect partners who share their values and strive toward common goals. Capricorns find it difficult to accept frivolous or inconsistent behavior. They struggle to understand those who cannot take responsibility or frequently change their minds. They may also feel uncomfortable with excessive emotionality or openly showing feelings if it goes beyond their comfort zone. Understanding and respecting these traits helps Capricorn build strong, harmonious, and trusting relationships where there is room for both stability and warmth. Work and career. Capricorns are natural workaholics and organizers. They take their professional activities very seriously and are used to achieving goals through persistence, discipline, and a clear system of work. For them, it is important not only to get results, but also to build their career step by step, strengthening their position and reputation along the way. Ideal professions for Capricorn involve responsibility, structure, and stability. These can include management and leadership, finance and accounting, law, engineering, architecture, medicine, science, and research. Thanks to their innate practicality and planning skills, Capricorns also excel in business and entrepreneurship, especially when there is a clear vision and development strategy. Capricorn's work style is characterized by organization and systematic approach. They dislike haste and chaos, preferring to think through every step and work according to a pre-established plan. Discipline and meeting deadlines are very important to them. Unfulfilled promises or unfinished tasks can deeply upset them and interfere with concentration. Capricorn's attitude toward responsibility is one of the most serious among all zodiac signs. They are willing to take on complex tasks and complete them even under difficult conditions. This makes them reliable employees and leaders you can count on in crisis situations. Capricorns do not seek leadership for the sake of power or fame. For them, the role of a leader is primarily an opportunity to organize processes, help the team move forward, and ensure stability. They lead not through authoritarianism, but through example, self-discipline, and composure. Despite their outward strictness, Capricorns know how to find a balance between work and rest, especially when they realize that overwork harms their effectiveness. They value professional growth and personal development, and constantly strive to improve their skills and knowledge. In the end, Capricorn is a person who knows how to build a career, not quickly but reliably, investing energy and soul into their work. Their success comes through patience, responsibility, and the ability to never give up in the face of difficulties. Financial habits. Capricorns approach money with particular seriousness and responsibility. For them, financial stability is not just comfort, but the foundation of security and confidence in the future. They rarely allow themselves impulsive spending and prefer to carefully plan their budget to avoid financial risks and unforeseen situations. Saving money is one of the most important financial strategies for Capricorn. They strive to create a financial cushion that allows them to feel calm regardless of life's circumstances. Capricorns often show patience and caution, preferring long-term investments and gradual capital growth rather than quick and risky projects. Capricorn's spending habits are generally practical and well-founded. They are not prone to extravagance and do not give in to fashion trends or momentary desires. Even if a Capricorn can afford expensive items, they always evaluate the usefulness and necessity before making a purchase. For them, quality and durability are more important than quantity. Capricorns also know how to control their financial habits and are willing to work on themselves to avoid excessive frugality that can turn into a fear of spending money. Sometimes they need to remember that reasonable spending is also part of a healthy attitude toward money and a way to invest in their happiness and personal growth. Overall, Capricorn's financial behavior can be described as balanced, methodical, and responsible. Their approach to money reflects their general life philosophy. Patience, discipline, and wisdom help them build a reliable financial future and provide comfort and security for themselves and their loved ones. Communication and social life. Capricorns tend to prefer quality over quantity when it comes to social connections. Their circle of friends and acquaintances is usually small, but each person holds an important place in their life. Capricorn does not rush to make new acquaintances and carefully chooses those with whom they are willing to share their time and emotions. They value sincerity, reliability, and mutual respect in communication. In social settings, Capricorn appears reserved and cautious. They rarely become the life of the party or the center of attention, preferring to observe and analyze what's happening around them. This often explains their introverted nature. Although depending on upbringing and environment, Capricorns can also show extroverted traits. It is important for Capricorn to surround themselves with people who share their values and support their ambitions. They strive to build strong and long-lasting relationships, both in friendship and professional spheres. In a team, Capricorn is a reliable and serious member who prefers to focus on results rather than engage in idle talk or intrigues. Sometimes Capricorn may find it difficult to open up to new people, which can make them seem cold or distant at first. However, over time, when trust develops, they become a loyal and caring friend, ready to support others in any situation. Although Capricorns tend to lean toward introversion, they possess good communication skills and know how to interact effectively with others, especially when it comes to achieving goals or solving problems. For them, communication should be constructive and specific. Excessive small talk and superficial conversations tire and distract them. Ultimately, Capricorn's social life is built on the principles of mindfulness, responsibility, and depth. They choose a circle of acquaintances that helps them grow and develop, and they cherish those who are ready to be by their side for the long journey ahead. Approach to learning and self-development. Capricorns possess a sharp mind and well-developed ability to concentrate, which helps them effectively absorb new knowledge and skills. Their intelligence is manifested in practical thinking, the ability to analyze information, and build clear logical chains. They are not inclined to superficial understanding, preferring to delve into details and grasp the essence of the material they study. For Capricorn, learning is primarily a conscious and systematic process. They value structured programs, clear goals, and steady progress. Spontaneous or impulsive exploration of new topics is not their style. Capricorn prefers to prepare thoroughly and move toward the goal step by step, consolidating and reviewing the material. Capricorns usually absorb information in practical and rational ways. They learn better through experience, real examples, and practical tasks rather than abstract theories. This makes them excellent students in professional fields and successful in self-education when the material is connected to concrete results. They also have a strong sense of responsibility when it comes to self-development. Capricorns dislike leaving things unfinished and are willing to invest effort in long-term projects, whether it's learning a new language, professional training, or personal growth. Their strength lies in persistence and discipline, which allow them to achieve impressive results. Sometimes Capricorns need to be mindful of their perfectionist nature, which can slow down the learning process due to fear of making mistakes or not reaching ideal standards. Working on accepting mistakes as part of growth helps them move forward with greater ease and enjoyment. Overall, Capricorn is a natural learner and seeker who values depth, order, and effectiveness in learning, as well as continuous self-improvement, both personally and professionally. Compatibility with other zodiac signs. Capricorn is an earth sign that values stability, reliability, and seriousness in relationships. Therefore, they tend to get along best with signs that share their values and approach to life. Closest to Capricorn in spirit are signs like Taurus and Virgo, fellow earth signs. They share a love of order, pragmatism, and planning. Together, they can build strong and long-lasting relationships based on mutual respect and support. Capricorn also often finds common ground with water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Water helps soften Capricorn's reserve, while Earth provides support and stability for the water signs. Such unions often complement each other, creating a harmonious balance of emotion and practicality. With fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Capricorn may face more challenges due to differences in temperament and life approach. Fire tends towards spontaneity, passion, and dynamism, whereas Capricorn prefers moderation and stability. However, with mutual respect and understanding, these relationships can also be successful and enriching. With air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Capricorn can find it difficult to connect due to differences in worldview and values. Air leans toward freedom, novelty, and change, while Capricorn strives for consistency and responsibility. Nevertheless, with the right approach, these relationships can bring much benefit to both sides, broadening horizons and providing new experiences. Conflicts and misunderstandings often arise from differences in life priorities and communication styles. Capricorn needs to remember that even signs with very different natures can learn from each other and build strong, meaningful relationships. The key is respect, honesty, and a willingness to compromise. In the end, Capricorn's compatibility is not just about zodiac signs, but also about depth of understanding, patience, and mutual support that allow building harmonious and happy relationships. Personal growth. For Capricorn, personal growth is a continuous and purposeful process that requires patience, discipline, and honesty with oneself. One of the key qualities to develop is mental flexibility. Despite their natural tendency toward conservatism and strictness, the ability to adapt to new circumstances and be open to new ideas helps Capricorn move forward and avoid stagnation. Another important aspect is emotional openness and the ability to express feelings. This is often challenging for Capricorn, but developing this area improves relationships with others, helps them become more understanding, and allows them to accept help without feeling vulnerable. It is also important to work on letting go of control and trusting life. The desire to keep everything under control can sometimes prevent Capricorn from enjoying the moment and embracing spontaneous opportunities. Realizing that not everything depends on them helps reduce inner tension and opens them up to new experiences. A vital quality for growth is self-worth and self-acceptance. Perfectionism and high expectations of oneself can lead to internal conflicts and fatigue. Learning to recognize both successes and shortcomings without judgment is a step toward inner harmony and confident progress. What helps Capricorn become better? First and foremost, support from loved ones and honest feedback. The ability to openly talk about difficulties and receive understanding provides strength and motivation. Additionally, Capricorn benefits from regular rest and breaks that restore energy and inspiration. Self-development for Capricorn is a path not only to professional success, but also to a more harmonious life, where responsibility, strength, and emotional ease coexist. The more Capricorn learns to be in balance with themselves, the brighter their potential unfolds, and the deeper their relationships with others become. Interesting facts and myths. Capricorn is one of the most mysterious and often misunderstood zodiac signs. There are many stereotypes surrounding it, which fortunately do not always reflect reality. One of the most common myths is that Capricorns are always cold, serious, and lacking a sense of humor. While they do value discipline and restraint, this does not mean they cannot laugh or be joyful. On the contrary, many Capricorns have a subtle sense of humor and a genuine desire to share happiness with loved ones. They just do it in their own way and not always openly. Another stereotype is that Capricorns are solely career-driven workaholics who don't know how to relax. Although their dedication to work is indeed strong, this doesn't mean they don't value personal time and rest. Capricorns know how to recharge and take care of family and friends. They simply prefer balance and order over chaos and aimless leisure. Capricorns are also often labeled as overly rigid and closed off. Yes, they may seem reserved, but this is more of a protective shield than aloofness. Capricorns deeply value sincere and meaningful relationships and are willing to open up to those who earn their trust. An interesting fact is that many successful and influential people are Capricorns. This is linked to their ability to plan, their patience, and resilience in the face of difficulties. Their ambitions are not empty dreams, but clear and well-thought-out goals. It's important to remember that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of lessons and discipline, which explains their serious approach to life. However, this does not prevent them from being creative, sensitive, and inspiring individuals. Thus, most myths about Capricorn are superficial generalizations that don't consider the depth and complexity of this sign. The true Capricorn is a blend of strength and tenderness, responsibility and humor, strictness and warmth. Conclusion. Capricorn is a sign that embodies strength, discipline, and a drive for stability. Their natural responsibility and perseverance help them overcome any challenges and build a life founded on a solid base. Despite their outward reserve, Capricorns have deep feelings and genuine care for their loved ones. It is important for Capricorn to learn to be more flexible, open to the world, and to trust the flow of life. By developing their emotional side and accepting themselves with all their strengths and weaknesses, they become even more harmonious and happy. If you recognized yourself or your loved ones in this description, be sure to write in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, so you don't miss new content and inspiring characteristics of other zodiac signs. Thank you for staying with me until the end. May the energy of Capricorn help you achieve your goals and fulfill your dreams.